has been doing comedy for over 40 years. He's done 10 HBO specials. He has a best-selling book called Brain Droppings. Please welcome George Carlin.
I did 2 more while I was back there.
Okay. George Carlin.
Good to see you, my friend.
Okay. George Carlin, you are by far, you're easily one of the greatest comedians ever to live.
All right.
Easily.
Okay, I'm gonna go with that. Okay, yeah, definitely, right.
You know, people take it for granted in a sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, now, because like you and a guy like, say, Cosby, because you've always been doing it forever. And like, do you feel that, say, like if you had some crazy tragedy in your life, people wouldn't take you for granted? Because, like, you know, Pryor burnt up.
Yeah.
Lenny Bruce died, Kennison died, and you're like right here chilling.
The penalty of living.
The penalty of living.
Yeah, well, you know what happens? A lot of people say, "Hey, how you doing? How you doing? I love that stuff. 1972, I saw you." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, well, last 25 years, been some more." And I bring them right up. I say, "You watch HBO? Did you get the book? Do that, and then we'll talk some more in the airport." You know. But yeah, you do want people to know the accumulated record. You know, not just a spotty little this and that.
Yeah, because people are like, Carlin. Yeah.
Yeah. It depends. So there's other people that are hooked in good,
right.
You know, hooked in real strong, and then they'll tell you back what you did, and you say, "Oh, I don't remember that." Well, you did it, and I saw it.
Okay, now one of your biggest things ever was the 7 words you can never say on television. It was piss, shit.
You want the right order?
What was the order?
Shit, piss, fuck, cunt, cocksucker, motherfucker, and tits. Said fuck twice. I know. Motherfucker shouldn't count because it's a derivative of fuck, but I put it in anyway.
Yeah, because when you put mother and fucker together, it's just...
It's a better word.
Yeah, nothing's faster than a motherfucker.
That's right.
Nothing jumps higher, nothing stronger. Now, you know, it's weird. Now you can say tits now a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. See, that's just it. And the interesting thing was you couldn't say tits, but you could say bazooms, you could go like this, you could say knockers, you could say knobs, but tits, and it's a cute word.
You can say because tits are cute.
It sounds like a snack.
But they won't let you say titty.
No. It's a strange. You know why I have all that inconsistent stuff? Because it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit to start with. You know, they can talk about fucking. You can talk about fucking. You can say, you know, you're gonna, and everybody goes, "I know what he's talking about." Or in the newspaper, they can say F ... Well, everybody knows what it means, so the thought has been conveyed, and that's all language is. And you go, "I don't say fuck. It's a family newspaper." How do you think the family got started? Fucking. That's what it is.
You know what's wild? Now, you did the seven words you can't say. Is there anything you can't say now?
I don't know.
That gets people.
What I like to do. I like to bother people. I like to find out where the line is, sort of sense where the line is drawn, and then deliberately cross it, and drag the audience with you, and have them happy that you did it. That's the key. Once you get them over there, they say that was good. So I'm doing my next HBO a year from December, about 13 months from now. And I'm just working on things because, you know, like there's one taboo in this country, I think, religion. And I really am all out attacking religion every chance I get because I just don't believe in that stuff. I think it's the worst thing that ever happened to mankind. And I get after them all the time. But that's not the only thing. Kids in this country, there's too much attention to children in this country. Every time you turn around, it's kids. And they're hiding behind kids because all they're trying to do is censor you again and take your drugs away in the name of their kids. In the name of the kids. They're trying to roll back the 60s, man. So I get after them, and I like to get in there and just bother them a little bit. There's got to be some thought with it. It's not just shock them and do that. You have to have some thought and some ideas underneath it, but then just to make them go like this a little bit in their chairs. That's what I like. Oh, yeah. That's important to me.
It might not be you. It might be a loose disc.
Yes, that's all right. Well, I'll loosen it up a little more.
Now, you know what's bugged out? You came up 50s, 60s, doing this edgy stuff, and I was like, did you feel alone at the time? Because I'm like I remember like the old Dean Martin roast, and like your crew like your contemporaries are guys like Alan King and you know, other guys doing like "Take My Wife, Please" jokes and stuff.
Right. Yeah, the old line stand-ups. Yeah. Well, I came out of coffee houses, though. I got lucky. I came out of coffee houses and folk rooms.
Alan King's cool before, you know, he shoots you or something. But
I came out of places where irreverence was a part of the deal. Coffee houses and folk rooms, you know, the whole idea there was to be a little bit anti-establishment, to be a little bit against the stream, you know. So I came out of that and always felt comfortable being alone. Always felt good as a kid. Loved it when my mother didn't come home on time. Boy, I'd say, oh, this is nice, man. I'll make some spaghetti and listen to the Lone Ranger, you know. To be alone is good. And I never really took part in show business. I'd show up. I didn't really contribute, you know, like they'd put me in the bunny number. You had to do the variety shows and they get you in the bunny number at the end. I had to do a little of that, but once I turned the corner, I left.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, when you were around like bad comedy.
Yeah.
Or not even bad comedy, just that other shit.
Yeah, right. That big lane thing.
There's this thing you do, and then there's that other shit.
That's right. And I lived through, listen, the hardest years of my life were the 3 or 4 years when I was doing straight, mainstream, bullshit television shows, because I thought I wanted to be like a Danny Kaye or something. And my dream from a kid was still like that. I wanted to be in the movies and go like this for people. And I didn't know that my head...
Like this?
I didn't know my head was different. I didn't understand that. I thought, if I thought about it at 9 years of age, it must still be valid when I'm 21. But it wasn't. And I finally, boom, that clicked in from the acid. Thank God for acid.
So now that hard work stuff is bullshit.
Well, it don't hurt.
Acid. Somebody give me some acid right now. You know, I got people around here to get me shit, but no one ever gets me acid.
If you're, well, I'll tell you this. That's why they put it on that list of bad drugs, because they know it opens up the mind. It can be dangerous. I ain't saying it's not dangerous in some way. You take too much, take the wrong kind, get it from the wrong guy.
Where do you get your acid from?
I don't. That's what's nice.
Because I want the good stuff.
I don't need it anymore because it's a self-limiting drug. It's the kind of drug that you take it a few times and it tells you that's enough. We're cool. Now we're happening, and that's what happened to me.
As opposed to
shit like this and shit like that. And,
like this?
Yeah. Well, sometimes you shoot up directly in the neck to get it to your head quicker.
Or so you hear.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the neck?
Well, the temple would be quick, wouldn't it? Right in the temple. No waiting, no delay. I never did shoot up, so I'm just talking shit.
Oh, yeah.
I never did. No, I grew up in a neighborhood with plenty of smack in the 50s and never got to the smack. The grass was enough. Boy, I'd get some of that grass and a couple of beers and just lay back and wonder why those guys were puking. You know? That's all I needed. No, never did shoot up. Never did use it.
Now, what's the worst thing that happened to you? What was like just opening up? You know, I never heard the George Carlin horror stories.
Well, I did an awful lot of cocaine during the 70s. When I did that stuff, I did tons of it. Yeah, tons. Yeah, well, you knew that shit. And I just would get out there, and my jaw wouldn't work. You know, you know how locked up.
Yeah, I know crackheads whose jaws don't work.
You get like that, man. And you know what you're thinking is good. Fortunately, they liked me, and they would wait, you know, for my mouth to start working. But I don't have any of those. I'm not one of those guys that has a story. You know, like every comedian, like these old guys, especially you meet, and they say, you mention a name, and I say, oh, let me tell you about Al Jolson. And they got a story for everything. I got no stories because I don't remember a goddamn thing, man. I don't remember nothing.
Thank you very much.
Sure,
man.
my pleasure. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
I don't know. I rented that movie, Pride, recently. Have you guys seen that movie? Anybody see that? It's about the first all-black swim team and the difficulties they had to go through being the first all-black swim team. Let me ask you a question. How many of those white people are evil movies are they gonna make? It's like it's all the way down to swimming. You know? I'm starting to run out of white guilt, you know? No, it's like those movies. They started off unbelievable. Started off with Roots, right? White guilt was at an all-time high. I could barely even watch it. I'm like, dude, I got it. My ancestors are evil. Okay, please turn the channel, dude. Please turn the channel. They're still hitting them. Fuck, turn the channel. This is gonna be on all week. Jesus Christ, turn the channel. Then in the 80s, there was like a football movie. Then like Cuba Gooding wanted to be like a scuba diver. Remember that shit? And now It's all the way down to swimming, and I gotta admit, I don't think I give a fuck. You know? I'm not trying to be a dick, but it's a recreational activity. Plus, I've been in pools. There's been black people in the pool, you know. I never saw any white guy, like, trying to, like, fucking, like, prevent people from getting into the pool. It's like, they just, like, making this shit up. I'm not being a dick here either, okay? Just to clarify, you know, I just don't want anybody coming up to me after the show like, you know, I was thinking it, and then you fucking said it, and then... I'm not saying that I don't think black people should be allowed to put on some Speedos and go for a dip. I'm not saying that shit. I'm just saying these movies, like, the characters aren't even believable. Like, they always have to have, like, the over-the-top, uninhibited white racist character, you know? You know that guy? He's a guy, like, he's supposed to represent all the white evil, you know? He's like the dude they always have, like, screaming during the movie trailer. They'll be like, they were the first all-black swim team. Get out of the pool! He's got, like, a big vein in his forehead. Just screaming shit, not even looking around, you know? Dude, it's ridiculous. Real racism is quiet. It's subtle. People look around first, make sure they make sure the coast is clear. There's disclaimers, like, dude, you know I'm not racist, but these insert group name followed by fucked up conversation, right? That's how it goes down. Not just some guy just standing up there, there's Negroes in the pool. Do you approve of this? I work at the bank. Can I be fired immediately, please? The honest thing is, those movies, they're starting to give me a complex. You know, because anytime they do a movie about a group of people that thinks dumb shit about another group of people, it's always like white dudes. So it's like, are white dudes the only ones who think ignorant shit about other people, you know? No Mexican guy ever walked up to somebody from India like, dude, what the fuck is that? Is that like itchy? Fuck you? What is it? White dudes the only ones walking around, well, you guys don't eat cows? What are you, a bunch of fags? Well, then why are you wearing sandals? This guy's wearing sandals. This guy's a fag. You know, just balance the movies out a little bit. Like, just have some of the evil shit that black people say about white people, you know, when we're not around, you know? Like, well, what are some good examples, you know? You know, like, you know what I mean? You're hanging out, you had a rough day, you know? What are some of the classics? You know, what smell like wet dogs, right? You got headlights or something like that, right? Just slip some of that shit in there. Get out of the pool! Wash your hair, motherfucker, right? Just make it seem a little more... Dude, I'm just saying, it's all the way down to swimming. I mean, where the fuck do you go from there? We do, like, ping pong? They were the first all-black ping pong team. They're gonna steal the paddles. Denzel Washington. My daughter's not playing ping pong! You got to go out there and show the white man you're bad at ping pong. No, I'm not saying, I don't know, it's always just weird bringing this shit up, but... No, I'm not saying white people aren't evil either, because I know we're evil. I got that evil in me. I do, that's why I can feel it. That's why I try to suppress it. I try to dress casual, you know what I mean? I'm serious, man. I tried a suit on the other day. I felt it coming up. Like, fuck, man, I want to take over some shit, right? I want to start telling people what to do. I want to go pollute a lake, blaming on my secretary, you know? Dude, I don't like those movies when they make black and white people get along, man. Even those ones seem ridiculous, you know? Because there always has to be, like, some sort of lesson in those movies. Just like, you know, I never looked at it that way. And it's like, that never happens, you know? Anytime I've ever hung out with a black dude, at no point during the evening has he, like, tried to, like, teach me how to dance, you know? You know, that interracial footloose moment they always have to have in those movies? And I never go to his neighborhood and, like, try to, like, save a school, you know? How many times are they gonna make that movie? You know that movie? The white person goes into the projects. They just have to make a difference. You know, they just made that movie again with, what was it, Hilary Swank? It's like, did you even need to go see it? It's like, let me guess, she shows up and they don't accept her, right? And she goes home, she cries to her effeminate boyfriend who's wearing sweatpants and he's cooking something for some reason, right? And he convinces her to give it one more chance, right? So then she goes back down there, she starts drawing out their inner beauty. Next thing you know, they put a do-rag on her, she starts fucking dancing. And it's just embarrassing for all races involved. For the love of God, stop making that fucking movie. Dude, the amount of times they made that movie, I would think I would know somebody white who actually did that shit, you know? Just be like, ah, that's Mike, yeah, he saves ghettos. That's what he does, you know? I sit around, I watch Sports Center, you know, he's in the projects every weekend. He's writing his name on the blackboard. My name's Mr. Michael. All right, who threw that? Who threw that? It's just annoying after a while, you know? And it always fucking works out, too. Anytime the white person goes down there, I want to see a movie where it doesn't work out. Like the white dude goes down there the first day, just gets the shit kicked out of him, you know? Just leaving all negative. You can't fucking help these people, you know? You go down there, you try to do something nice, I couldn't get a goddamn word in. There's a $300 prescription.